Hi guys, it's Dale with the Insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that most of us have probably gone through, and if you have kind of young adults in your home, you're probably going through it right now. The title of the article is 17-year-old car insurance. Insure your teen without breaking the bank. Right, so it's not like 17-year-old car insurance in the sense of you've been with a carrier for 17 years. It's a young adult that's just got their license, right? Just excited, they passed the test, and now they're driving. And to be honest, passing a driving test, I don't know if you can remember, but for me it was a big deal, and it was a big accomplishment. I think I may have received my license at 17. I know some states allow at 16, but but I'm pretty sure mine was 17. And I had all of these elaborate plans to not rely on someone to drive me anywhere, ever again, right? So for most teenagers, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a driver's license equates to freedom, right? The facet that often isn't thought about, and definitely not enough, with the driver's license is the associated costs, right? So we hope those costs don't come in the form of additional accidents, right? They oftentimes do, because that's how you get experience and mistakes happen. But we do know that those costs will come in the form of increased rates, right? Especially versus the rates you currently have. That said, there are ways to kind of mitigate and absorb that cost, right? To make that impact, to dull that impact a bit. One way is to have your newly minted driver take a defensive class or some other driving course. Carriers generally provide a good discount for driving courses that have been taken. Another good way is to kind of flash your teenager's grades, right? A lot of carriers provide discounts for those students that have been able to maintain. They typically pinpoint a 3.0 grade point average, but if your child has been able to do that, let your carrier know, you will get a discount. The other thing, and this one's probably the riskiest, you'll have to do your own personal cost benefit analysis, but you can add your child to your policy, right? This one probably provides the most savings, because you know at that point that all the discounts that you currently receive will be applied to your child as well. The only thing about it is that everything your child does in terms of driving, any violations, any tickets, any accidents, will also impact you. Not a huge deal, because you're probably still financing that teenager in some sort of way. So if it's even their own individual policy, you'll be paying it regardless. But this way, you know that they are getting a very good rate for coverage. And the fourth thing is kind of ongoing, and it's just kind of looking out for your family, for your young driver, as they start to learn how to drive. And that's to try to keep their record as clean as possible, right? And that's in terms of moving violations, any tickets, because that obviously translates into higher rates. And sometimes that can be going as far as pleading with a judge to say, hey, can this driver, can my son or my daughter take a class instead of having this impact or go on their record permanently. So you've got to think creatively about trying to absorb these costs, these associated costs with a teenage driver, right? And the reason why, and always keep this in mind, as a carrier, the carrier truly believes that a teenage driver is of more risk than just about any other driver out there, right? And they have reams of data to support that. It's not just kind of plucked out of the sky. They have actuaries. It's one of the oldest industries in the market, in the business place. And time again, it's shown that teenage drivers, but male teenage drivers in particular, are of higher risk and are more prone to get into accidents. And so that drives a higher rate, right? The best thing to do to absorb that higher rate, to absorb that cost, is to prepare, right? It's going to happen, so just prepare for it. Be ready for it. Do everything you can, not just one of the things we listed here, but all of them, right? So that you can kind of dull the impact of that cost as much as possible. Okay? So congratulations to either you or you're a teenage driver for getting your driver's license. Hopefully this has been helpful, and we'll chat with you next week.